Hey, what's up? I wanted to hop in here Sunday night and I'm in my cozy jammies and I've been just relaxing with my kiddo who unfortunately is sick today. And I was definitely, popping in and out doing some work. The benefit of running a business from home is that I get to stay in cozy jammies all day if I need to and take care of my sick kiddo. But something that's been coming up with a few clients lately and just something I wanted to share because I think it could be really helpful. And I see it all the time, like people walking around and just experiencing a tremendous amount of physical pain. And I know, I get it. I've been there, like just, nothing earth shattering, just muscle aches, joint tension, pain, just got the aches and the pains and just not feeling right or just like I can't really focus, maybe like a dull headache, stomach is kind of always distended, like just not feeling like, I could feel better, but I don't, and I don't get it, and it's annoying, right? Well, I love to play with this because we have so much that we can tap into in terms of our own bodies to alter our physical state greatly. And it's this like beautiful dance between your feelings, your emotions, and your physical body sensations. So every time you think a thought, it generates a feeling. That feeling then lodges itself in your body as an emotion and an actual physical sensation. And it causes a chemical release, right? Things move physically when you feel a feeling. And it's fun to play with that. So if you're in like pain and you're just like kind of walking around, here's one thing I do with my clients, and it's like boom, it's like an instant lift. It's like whoosh, literally what we try to do is create these wonderful opportunities to harness our body's own healing mechanisms. So one thing I want to share with you right now, and it's so much fun, gain some perspective. Perspective. It's like, oh, it's such a magical like word. I mean, it's like what happens, right? When you really gain perspective on anything, you feel light, right? Like especially as leaders and as high achievers, like the clients I work with who I am, I know I've been there. Like I get caught up, like because we have to make critical choices on a daily basis and ones that perhaps can affect the bottom line or affect thousands of other human beings' livelihoods or your team's livelihood, right? And it's like you get almost into this habit. I know I have like developed that habit of just taking things too seriously, over dramatizing the decision, getting kind of caught up in it, like the self-importance of it, playing it out. Like, what if I make the wrong decision? What's the worst case scenario? Turns into like a worried stress ball. I feel my shoulders getting tight just talking about it. And I feel like I need to drink something as my heart rate's going up. And it can totally make you sick if you're doing that on a regular basis. And something that helped me personally that I work with all my clients on is just gain perspective and add a little levity too, for sure. But just talk about perspective, right? When you gain perspective, when you're able to like go, okay, this is not a freaking world-class catastrophe, right? Like this is not the end of the world. The second you do that, you release endorphins. And these are the hormones that are responsible for reducing the perception of pain, physical pain in your body. And it also gives you a deep sense of just like feeling really good. And some describe it as euphoric. It's like the runner's high, right? Exercise definitely triggers a massive release of endorphins. And it's like this just what you've probably felt this before, whether you've exercised or run and you afterwards go, oh my God, like I feel totally light, like supercharged, it's just like, it's just great. And it's not limited to physical activity. There are ways that you can get a release of endorphins. And one of the ways you can do that is, like I said, gaining perspective. So let's say you're harping on like a poor choice you made and you're totally beating yourself up in shame about it. Like you screwed up, right? And you're like, oh my God, I made this decision and I can't believe I messed it up. And you've literally convinced yourself that it is a freaking catastrophe of epic proportions. And like you have just like ruined the planet. Okay. whatever it is, what you've done is you've actually created this very volatile internal environment in your body where you've triggered your fight or flight. And what does that do? Well, it increases your blood pressure. It increases your heart rate. It increases your breathing rate. It increases your blood sugar. This like heightened state of perceived emergency also, it on a chronic basis. So let's say you're beating yourself up about decisions, or you're living in fear about making another choice and you're not sure what to do, and it actually causes low-grade inflammation. And that inflammation causes pain and discomfort. So you're in this physical and mental pain of your own choice, right? And you still need to deal with the mistake or the choice. And it's just not a good situation. So here's what you can do. Give yourself a healthy dose of perspective, right? So first, I have my clients do this, like, okay, like just notice, what are you freaking out about right now? Shine a light on it. And I mean, really shine a light on it, like pull it out and just like literally pull it out of your brain and write it down. Get it outside of yourself, because there's a physical release in doing that. And then the next thing you're going to do is pull up what we call a set point. And that's a physiological term. And it just means like your body has a set point for where it feels comfortable. It's like the state of harmony. And you have a certain minimum level of tolerance in your life, right? A minimum threshold of like where you feel comfortable, and you won't dip below that. Right. If you're watching this, you have internet, it's likely you have a home to live in. So like, you're never going to be homeless. You're never going to be destitute. You're never going to go hungry, so then you get to look at the thing that you felt was like such a catastrophe. And you're like, okay, none of this is a big deal. Like I'm not going to die. So why am I over dramatizing this situation, right? And even just going further into perspective and saying, like, at the end of your life, is it really going to matter how much you worried about things that you couldn't control anyway? Or is it just going to be about, did I enjoy, did I love, did I have fun, right? And perspective, like, we're all going to the same place, okay? Like, we're all going to have our card pulled. So like, why not make the best of it while we can instead of worrying so much? The moment you gain this healthy perspective, you secrete endorphins. You simply feel good. You get that natural dose, like your body literally will produce its own form of ibuprofen, and it will actually relax your muscles, lower that inflammation. Here's the cool thing. From that place where you actually aren't carrying around like physical pain and feeling bloated and distended and all this stuff, like when you start to lower that, imagine what your life is like if you just started to dissolve all that shit. Then you actually execute on a far greater level any decision that you're stressing about. Like, you have so much more clarity, you have so much more efficiency, and you just get to move through life a little bit more like with grace and ease, and it becomes more effortless. And that's freaking awesome. So just wanted to offer that to you on a Sunday night. Perhaps you're heading into a monster week after the holidays and you've got like a shit ton of stuff to do. Head into it with a little perspective. You just probably filled your belly with delicious food and had family over. And, the reason why this came up, full disclosure, was because I had a few clients freaking out about like, oh my God, the family drama, they're killing me, this. And it's like, whoa, really? Like, this is the problem? This is a high-class problem, right? Like, okay, yeah, your family might be giving you the work over, but like, is it life or death? Like, can we laugh at this a little bit? Can we just see this as like not the end of the world? Release those endorphins and start to feel better. Anyway, happy Sunday. Peace out. So psyched for your freedom. Hope this was helpful. And you know what? Tag somebody if you feel like they're just spiraling downward in their own like self-importance and over dramatizing and super catastrophizing everything. Like, share this out with them, because they don't need to suffer, and neither do you. Neither do any of us. Not the point of life.